Hey there, tubers. It's Leo Alderpold. For a change, I'm not smoking a cob. Smoking in my Northern Briars poker. Handmade here in England. On a canal boat up in Lancashire or Cheshire. By a very good craftsman. Lovely, lovely pipe. Really good smoker. And I'm smoking some HU Tobacco's Dock Worker, which is a good Virginia Burley from Germany. So I came out to the woods yesterday to see if the birch sap's rising. So I tapped this tree here right behind me, and I've come back today to see whether or not I've had any luck, which unfortunately I haven't. You can see the colour of that. It's actually really quite dark. That's from the tannin in the bark of the tree. But it still tastes pretty sweet, actually, despite that. Tannin usually gives a very sort of astringent taste, but that's actually still quite sweet. So, but ordinarily overnight I could expect to fill a demijohn, a gallon demijohn like that when it's flowing properly. Unfortunately, I think I'm a little bit early. So I'll come back and try again in a few days or a week. You only get a couple of weeks in the year to tap birch. So you've got to be pretty on the ball and get in while you can. It's a very, very interesting tree, the birch, as well. It's a pioneer species, what we call a pioneer species, so it's the first tree to colonize an area of open ground. And it will get itself established pretty quickly. As you can probably see around me, I'm actually sitting in a great deal of birch. And this is an area that was probably felled quite a number of years ago, 20 or 30 years ago. It's got a lot of birch that's grown up in it. But what will happen is the birch will come in and colonize, and then it will act as a nurse tree for the other species like oak. And oak and birch actually have quite an important symbiosis, which means the microfauna in the microflora and microfauna in the soil, that's the fungi and so on, will actually work to the advantage of each species. So you will often get birch and oak associated. And that also means when it's mushroom season, you get some of the best mushrooms under birch and oak. So you might get Boletus edulis, for example, the cep or porcini. But besides that, the birch sap itself, as well as being delicious and making good wine, there's a lot of research going into the properties of betulin, which is a substance, if you like, that's in the tree, in the sap, and its health benefits. Now, it's long been known by country people, I suppose, that the birch sap is quite a powerful anti-cancer or anti-tumour drug. And indeed, a lot of research is going into just that. The chaga mushroom, which grows on birch, unfortunately not in this part of the country, it's too mild down here, but certainly up in Scotland and across the arboreal forests of Northern Europe and Siberia, Scandinavia, and certainly over there in North America, has long been used both as a tonic, a tea, but also to use to fight cancer as a drug. as has the sap. So it's a great tree, really good tree. And let me just get this piece of bramble off my leg. There we go. And it's one of the reasons, I think, that that got me into doing what I do. Because when you start to realise the value of something simple like a birch tree that you could walk past and not know anything or care anything about, once you start to realise how valuable and how precious it is, you start looking at the world with a different pair of eyes. And it's true to say that every tree in the forest and every plant on earth, really, to one degree or another, is just as important. I genuinely believe that the cures for cancer and all of the ills of the world, in terms of illnesses anyway, can be found from the plant kingdom, which is why we should always treat nature with a little bit of respect. Well, I'll get this little dribble back home and just drink it, I guess. Come back and check the trees again in a few days or a week. And I'll see you folks soon. Take it easy.